Okay, right, I'm joined here with Michael Bowers. Michael, what do you take of the game today?
Red card. The way around here. Red card changed it to a degree. After last week, I think we were due a bit of wouldn't say luck, but like due a game being swung in our favour because of the refereeing decisions. I need to see the incident back, but I did feel the red was a red because as the ball's going over the top, Ross Stewart's trying to get through one-on-one on goal, and Daniel Fry pulls him. I think it's Daniel Fry. I think his first name's Daniel.
Daniel Fry or something like that.
Well, Fry anyway.
Yeah, Fry.
I know it's definitely Fry. Got fried by
No McDonald's Fry.
No, got fried by Stewart. He ended up pulling Stewart down in the box, and obviously it's a red. If you give him the penalty, you have to give the red card.
Yeah, he was the last man. I think it was.
Well, he was. Yeah, the referee waited a while to give it, but yeah, he was. If you, I think it was a pen, but again, I have to look at the incident back. But it was, to me, it was a red card. It was a pen and was a red. Even in the first half, though, I've just said in my own video that I thought we created the better chances. I think Diallo had two very good ones, especially one where Zach Steffen passes the ball pretty much to him, and then he's got basically a free effort on goal, but he shoots it wide. And the second one is when he's running down the left-hand side, but he tries to do too much before he ends up getting a shot away. Yeah. And then Ross Stewart, right for half-time, remember, was almost one-on-one with the kind of one-on-throw, but he was through on goal, basically.
He just played straight towards him.
Basically, yeah. I did worry at half-time, because I think first half we were the better side. That risk chances would cost us. But obviously the decision swung in our favour second half, and from there, we looked relatively comfortable, even though Borough did have their moments through the likes of Cameron Archer and still looked a little dangerous.
So do you reckon that they could have scored, could have been a bit more today if it wasn't down for the lack of poor judgment from the linesman?
Well, you know my thoughts on the linesman.
Yeah.
I need to look at them back. I asked someone in a group chat I'm in who's watching on the TV, and they said that the offside decisions looked to be correct, but for me, it felt like every time one of our players went forward, he was flagged offside.
Yeah. It was a bit of a coincidence when it happened like 4 or 5 times in a belt straight away.
Well, there was one in the first half where I think it might be Michu took a shot, and Zach Steffen parried it towards Stewart basically, and Stewart tapped it in, but he was deemed offside. To me, that did look offside. So thankfully, in the end, that didn't cost us. But yeah, you know what officials in this league are like. They're just horrendous at the worst of times.
But you got the exact thing what you want. You want the clean sheets all the time, Michael. You're getting it today.
Oh yes, I'm enjoying that.
You're enjoying the clean sheets.
Of course I am.
Obviously, we had people in our comment section criticising Patterson. Do you think he done well today?
Yeah. I thought for the most part when he had things to do, he ended up dealing with them reasonably well. I think our defence, for the most part, nullified Borough. Even in the first half when it was 11v11, I thought we were keeping them reasonably quiet. Their main threat was through set pieces, and to be fair, we dealt with most of them. But Patterson, I thought, did all right. Last week, I criticised Patterson for the third goal against Swansea, but when I looked at it back, it does take a deflection off Danny Bart, so it's harder to anticipate that. But in general, I think Patterson's a good goalkeeper. Is
this our now eternally forward after the Swansea game? Is this our possible change around where we could get on a good winning spree? Maybe try to get ourselves in that top 6.
Well, there's still 18 games left. I think today was our game number 28 for us. We're still a number of games left, and I think we're 1 point below the playoff places now. So obviously, it depends. If your expectations shifted towards the top 6, then these are the type of games that you need to be getting 3 points in if you want. Because Borough will be in I'm convinced Borough will be in the playoffs. I think that was that. I don't know what that was. But anyway, no, I think that was Borough's first defeat for goodness knows how many games. So that tells you alone how hard a game it would have been. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely a big win. It's definitely a big win. Yeah.
Well, it's 9 days until transfer deadline day. We haven't made a signing yet. Do you think that's something we should worry about, or
not yet? Not yet. I think the recruitment team should have earned trust from supporters to get the right signings in. Now, if say in a week's time we haven't made any signings, get the right signings in. Now, if say in a week's time we haven't made any signings, then I would say right, okay, that it's starting to take the mick a little bit. But for me,
it's because we did miss out on players like who's playing against us today, Cameron Archer. Who came on was a little bit of energy. We missed on players like that, so like Middlesbrough who are jumping in
Cameron Archer. You said you wanted Cameron Archer, didn't you? I would have had him as well. I guess it just depends. I know there is the argument that do players want to come here and be third choice, but I'm not entirely sure I buy that because injuries happen, suspensions happen. You get a chance. It's like how Broadhead didn't come here in the summer because that was the alleged reason that he didn't come here. But he goes to Wigan. But he went to Wigan first half of the season when they had like 5 forwards, which to me made no sense.
That did narrow the selection down, obviously
a bit. But look, at the end of the day, we've still got 9 days? You said left?
Yeah, 9 days left.
Yeah, it's 22nd, isn't it? Yeah, look, we've got 9 days left. There's still time to get players in. I do think we will get players in. It's just a question of when we're going to do it. But there's no question we could do with them coming in sooner rather than later. The good thing is now we don't have a league game until after the window now.
Yeah. So what areas do you need to cover before deadline, do you reckon? Because I said in the stadium, just before full time, we do need to cover on full backs because we're very slacking on that.
I think
we do need to swing up front. And I think as well, central defence in a bit.
There's four players. I think we need 2 forwards. I think we need I would like a bullish centre midfielder, like one's got a bit of physicality about them.
Yeah.
Which is like one lad from West Ham. Apparently he's meant to be that, but we'll wait and see if he ends up coming in. I think he got injured playing for the under-23s. But then I think you've got a full back. I think we could do with like a left back because I think Hume and Gooch. As much as I've criticised Gooch, I don't mind him at right back.
Yes.
I think Sirkin's obviously a good option at left back, and although Elise can play there, I view Elise as more of a centre half. Personally, so I think we need another left back.
Because I was saying before, because obviously I spoke to John and Morgan, I said Elise's preferred position was left back of West Ham.
Well, that's true, but he got on. Well, hopefully he's not out for too long, by the way. But I would say left back, bullish centre mid, and 2 forwards. That's what I think we need.
Because I did say I would prefer centre back, someone to cover in case Bailey White does go out on loan to Aberdeen.
Well, if that's it, by the way, that's 4 signings if nobody leaves. So if Bailey White leaves, then it becomes 5.
Would there not be anyone you will recall? Because obviously there was speculation of considering bringing Diamond back for depth.
I wouldn't personally.
And someone mentioned to me one time during the week while I was just walking around Winchester, but I haven't seen much of him.
Winchester, I don't think. I mean, the Winchester hasn't played in the Championship to be fair, but I think he strikes me as someone who is a very solid League One player, but maybe isn't. I don't know. It depends.
Like a fringe player.
Maybe, well, not for the Championship anyway, but you never know. To be fair, maybe Bailey White might go out on loan or permanently, maybe because Charlie Cresswell we're meant to be looking at from Leeds.
Charlie Cresswell, and then obviously there was mention about another defender. No names disclosed yet, and I think it's Jared Branthwaite, to be honest, because he's like Tony Mowbray at Blackburn. And he's coming out on loan from Everton, and Everton, I was thinking about bringing him back.
We'll see. It's still an interesting 9 days, but in the meantime, enjoy the win. We're right below the playoffs, and we haven't got a league game until after the window now.
No, but how many subscribers have you got now on your YouTube channel?
Something like 4,216, I think.
Right, guys, please like and subscribe to his channel. Get him to 5,000, please.
Yep, subscribe to this one as well, obviously.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael Bowers, and have a good day, pal.
No worries, mate.
Right, I'm with Dave, the Riv.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you reckon of the game today?
It was a good game. I'm buzzing and I'm on the high. And Tony Mowbray has had his Java cakes that he's been eating. He's had a pint of drink. He's been on high. I had a good game. Again, we need to keep it up. We need to keep on winning and that. And I'm singing. What Stewart scored and singing scored and all. Yeah, though, yeah. That's a good game.
Were you singing in the stadium then?
Yeah. Tony Mowbray is having his Java cakes. Yeah, get the way on.
So who's your favourite player today then? Who stood out for you?
What Stewart. I like What Stewart. Oh, heaven is a place on earth. What Stewart is a place on earth.
So Ross Stewart is the place on earth, you heard it here. So Dave, do you reckon that was the best result coming back from Swansea?
We'll keep it up. We'll go Fulham next week. Fulham in the FA Cup next week. We've got to beat them. I'll concentrate on the league and the cup.
Are you going down or are you watching at home?
Watching it on the telly.
Watching on the telly, aye. Are you going to be singing at home then, cheering the lads on?
I'll be singing Tony Mowbray having his Java cakes.
Aye. Alright then, okay.
Is Sean up there?
No, but I think it is, okay. Have a good one, okay? See you later, pal.
Sean up there?
Yeah. No. Right. What do you think of the game then, Morgan? What did I say to you on the stream the other day? 2-0. We've got Ross Stewart back. We'll be fine. Some people said that was a bit crazy, but what can I say? It happened. No, brilliant game, like. But first half, our attacking was all right, but our end product in the first half was not the greatest. But stepped up in the second half. They went down to 10. Couldn't ask for a better performance. Yeah. Man of the match.
Man of the match. I'm going to give it to Diallo. Yes, in the first half he was a bit ropey. Like he should have finished when Stefan fucked up his clearance, but got the second goal in the second half to kill off the game. So, and he worked really hard during the game. So, I'm at Diallo.
Obviously, with the controversial refereeing in the first half with the offsides, do you think that affected the scoreline today as well? It could have been fed the most.
Oh yeah. We should have been like 3-4 up at half time, but the linesman down on our side gave like how many fucking offsides was it?
It was like 4 adults. Really.
Something like that, yeah. But I'd say we should have been out of sight in that first half alone. But worked hard second half, got the job done. So happy days.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No worries.
Coming on.
No worries, mate.
Thoughts on the game then, Jordan?
I thought the first half was a bit scrappy. We should have, but I think Diallo should have buried that, and we've all seen that. It was absolutely a bad miss. But do you know what? Should have had a few in the first half, but that linesman was just being an absolute twat at times. You know, he got rid of what 4 or 5 offsides in the first half, and stuff like that. That costs us at times because we could have scored more and we could have buried the game in the first half. But look, at the end of the day, we've won, and let's be honest, they've gone home crying.
Do you think that's a bounce back then from the Swansea game, then?
Oh, 100%. I think it's one of those things where you look at the Swansea game where, you know, O'Nien got the red card, and, you know, it was a bad tackle, and it just went completely downhill from there. And I think now, with the players that we've got knowing what they can do, I still think we obviously need more players in, because we're all relying on Stuart a little bit too much with Sims gone now. But do you know what, at the end of the day, I think it's a bounce back from all the little minors we've had, and I think it's going to be probably the best way forward.
Yeah. Here's another big question, right? What areas do you think we need cover in January then? What transfers do we need to cover? This deadline's coming up in only less than 2 weeks now.
I'm going to say striker for one, because we need back up for Stuart, obviously. I would say more fullbacks, if I'm honest. We've got Huggins, Hume, Serkin. That's about it, really. If Hume gets injured, we don't have a right back. If Serkin comes back and gets injured again, then we don't really have a left back. I know we've played Gruchak right back a few times, but let's be honest, it's not his natural position. He can play there, but it's just not his natural. So I'd say striker and fullbacks.
Yeah. So who's your man of the match?
Man of the match then, Jordan.
You know what? I'm going to say either Bollard or Danny Bart. As much as obviously we did let them press a little bit too much in the second half, we've managed to actually have other defender, like Bar from 09, that's actually kept a clean sheet as well. Might not have been perfect, don't get us wrong, but I think I'm going to go with Danny Bart because he's only just come back, and I think it's a huge improvement that he's managed to come back, and he's bounced back fast.
Yeah. Do you want to give your channel a plug then?
Yeah, it's Jordy Boy 29.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Lee, thoughts on the game?
Well, first off, I would say sloppy performance to the balls, bouncing backwards and forwards. We did ease into it, lack of opportunities from offside. That was down to poor linesman herself. But overall, the lads bounced back from the half. It was a 0-0. We kept our heads in the game and we managed to execute well. So, what about you, Paul? What do you think of the game then?
Well, for me, I would say that's a bounce back. After Swansea, I think Moby actually wanted the reaction after the game.
Yeah.
After Swansea, but your man of the match.
My man of the match, honestly, I'm going to say this now because a lot of people probably won't look at it as much. It's Anthony Patterson. He's a young lad. He's just getting the goalkeeper of the Young Goalkeeper Award Trophy, whatever it's called. But he's been outstanding this season. He's done really well today. He's kept a clean sheet bouncing back from Swansea. And it's really hard for a goalkeeper to do that. He's demanded his box well. He's doing well. He's still learning, so it's fantastic. If it wasn't for him, I would have said RGLSA all over the gaff. He played as left back today. This is the alternative position, so something that we could look at if we just keep him steady and not injury. Because he is injury prone. But so who's your man of the match, Paul?
You know what? I actually have to agree with you. For me, Patterson.
Yeah.
You know, on our channel, a lot of people actually was calling him out. No names who, but people actually called him out actually after the result last week. But you know, he's came back, he learned from the mistakes, and then from there really.
Well, from the project manager's choice, I looked back from the last video where people were listening and passing. He's a young goalkeeper, so please be patient. It's not just one person, the team's 11. So if you criticise one, you criticise the full lot. Please get behind them and support the Red and White Army. Come on. Thank you.